the first recording of our lessons.
Thank you, Blake. Okay, guys, we're going to learn point slope form today. Okay. Does anybody? You said we did it last year. Does anybody remember it?
No.
See, A-Rod took my the summer math class because we
Can't
him
hear my
up.
hand.
What is it, A-Rod?
Y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus
Oh
x1.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Point
why I
slope
hated
form.
This is really long.
Y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x1. Okay, that's point slope form. We got our other two forms written over there on the board. Here's point slope form. A-Rod, back to you. What two pieces of information? Think about this question, people. What two pieces of information are you given so that you can use this form? The slope and a coordinate. Very good. So m equals the slope, and x1 comma y1 is a given point. Okay? What that means, when you're given a point and the slope, you're going to use point slope form. See why they named it that? Point slope, because you're given a point and a slope. Go ahead, Blake, question.
Will there ever be a time in this class where n does not equal the slope?
It might be a variable standing for something else. Yes, but with linear equations, m is going to be the slope. All right, now.
That's her Snapchat.
M equals potato.
I didn't say it.
What'd you say about my mom? Welcome to the math class that I do every single day.
Let's get through this. All right, let's write the equation of a line when given a point and a slope. You guys are going to find this pretty simple as long as you know the form, the formula. Okay? It says simplify if possible, but keep it in the general point slope form. That's key. Because sometimes they might say put it into slope intercept form. Okay? I think that's probably what she meant there. But
What do you
no,
think
this
is
point
easier,
slope form.
point slope form or slope intercept form? Slope intercept form.
That's the smartest question of the day. And here's the correct answer to that. It depends what information you're given. If you're given, Brendan, think about this. If you're given a point and the slope, I would use point slope form.
If you were intersecting the slope, then use slope intercept.
Genius. Okay, here we go. Everybody take that and substitute the values into point slope form. Go. We should all be done in about 3 seconds.
Y equals
Paige, what is it?
x minus 1.
Y plus 5 equals m times the quantity of x minus 2.
Put 3 in for m though.
Oh, yeah.
3 times the quantity of x minus 2. Done. Don't. But Mike, here's the deal. The directions said leave it in point slope form.
Wait, how do you have Snapchat?
Okay.
Mike didn't.
Try the next one. Go.
Yeah, I know. People have Snapchat.
Or Murph, whoever.
You don't have to solve it.
Look what it says. Leave it in point slope form. So you have to read directions and put it in whatever form they ask you. Okay? Miss Caroline, try B for us.
Y plus 7 equals -1 times x minus 4.
Done.
So that's just it. We don't need to put in y equals mx plus b after that.
Only if, that's a good question, Blake. Only if it says put it into slope intercept form in the directions. And I thought that's what it was going to say to do. I know generally we do that. Okay?
Did you try it?
Well, we'll see in the next set of directions.
Amanda.
Say that. Brendan, do C.
Y. Do I have to do plus 0 or minus 0?
Well, you can write y minus 0. I would accept it minus 0 or just without it. I'm gonna write it right now.
Equals 1/4 times the quantity of x plus 5.
Nice. Done. Again, if you have y equals 1/4 times the quantity of x plus 5, I would accept that 100% correct. Okay? Point slope form. Want to do D, you can. To save time, let's jump to E. Ashlyn, what word are we going to write down for E that kind of helps us write this equation? Hoi.
Are D and
Wait, so is D bucks?
no, it's more.
A vertical line would be bucks.
No, it's D bucks.
No, it's
No, it'd be hoi. But I would write,
Oh, okay.
I didn't even think of going that route. I would have gone y minus 4 equals 0 times the quantity of x plus 3. But it is hoi because it ends up being y equals 4. Agreed? Ashlyn, for letter E, write the equation. Y minus 0 equals, say again?
Y is equal to
0
0.
times x plus 3. Because, which, I think would be y equals 0. Did anybody go right to y equals 0 right off the bat? That's what I would have done. But what Ashlyn did is not wrong in any way. We gotta write the equation. Alright,
So should we do y equals 0 or the equation?
either one. I would accept them both 100%. I would have gone to write y equals 0 because I would have been thinking about hoi. Y equals 0. Alright, roll them.
Rock and roll.
Somebody do F.
I always
JB.
do F.
Y minus
I might
4
be.
provide the quantity of x minus 0, but
Or just X, right? Done.
so if we're missing, we're gonna be expected to have the homework done.
I would accept that one too. Even without the parentheses, you'd be good to go. Alright, jump to the back. Okay.
Why do we need to write it to begin with if it
Here's
just
point
gave it to
slope
us
form.
here?
Now, I am going to show you guys where point slope form came from. Okay? Go to the very back of all your notes. You have one blank sheet of paper.
It came from the blank sheet of paper. And then the printer. Wrong one.
Very back. Here's where point slope form came from. Everybody jot down the general slope formula. One of the first things we learned. Does everybody agree that m equals
y1 minus
y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2? Does everybody agree that we know that already?
Yes.
That's how we find slope given 2 points. Well, what if I wanted to clear fractions there? What if I wanted to get rid of that fraction on the right side? What would I multiply both sides by to clear fractions? Paige, you know? You'd multiply by x1 minus x2, but if I do it to the right side, I gotta do it to this side too. x1 minus x2. What cancels, Murph, on the right side?
The x1s and the x2s.
Agree? Watch this. I'm going to switch it around now, just because I know what to do. y1 minus y2 equals m times the quantity of x1 minus x2. Now, just because those little sub-numbers, guys, are just there to distinguish between the 2 points. Okay? Erase your sub-1s on the x1, y1. And change your sub-2s to sub-1s. And what is that?
That's point slope form.
It's just the slope formula solved for y minus y1. That's all it is.
Why do we need
Okay.
to do point slope form if it's just easier to do it the top way that we started with?
Well, again, Blake, it goes back to what are you given? It depends. If you're given a point in the slope, I'm going to use point slope form. But now, here's where they make you think a little bit.
Well, I'm just going to use this slope.
When you're given 2 points, okay, you basically want to use point slope form, and you're going to see why in a minute. If you're given 2 points, okay, what can you find? Slope. Excellent. Everybody jot down the word slope in there. And then you're going to use point slope form to write the equation. And don't say the important question if you're already thinking about the important question. Don't blurt it out. Watch where we're going with this. All right. Well, it kind of tells us what I was talking about there. But given 2 points, guys, everybody find the slope of the line that goes through those 2 points first. 12 plus 8 over -1 minus 4. Does everybody agree that slope equals -4?
Yes.
You have to find that first to use point slope form. Now, there's the slope. What does the logical kid, what's their next question? Don't blurt it out. Think. What's the logical question? JB. Oh gosh, your hand up in the air signifies that you had a good question. Valerie.
Which point do we use?
Which point do you use? Doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's what the smart kid does. Look at it carefully and choose the easier numbers. Gardner, which one? I'd use 4, -8, but it doesn't matter.
I used 1,
Okay.
2.
So there basically, guys, there are 2 different looking answers. They're both correct. If we put them into slope-intercept form, we would actually get the same equation. So, Gardner, use the slope in your point. Tell me the point slope form.
Y plus 8 equals -4 times the quantity of x minus 4.
Genius.
Nice.
If you use the other point, what's the equation? Murph.
Y minus 12 is equal to -1 times the quantity of. Oh, no. -4 times the quantity of x minus. No. Plus 1.
Plus 1. Thank you.
And
Guys, those things don't look anything alike, do they?
But they
I
make
guarantee,
the
I guarantee you solve them for y.
You could just distribute the.
Yeah, you distribute the -4, which I'm surprised they're not having us do. Okay, right now. The directions again. Keep it in the general point slope form. Either answer is correct. Okay? Try the next one. Go.
-4 again.
It's a -4.
It's weird. Crazy.
Okay. I don't think either point looks a little bit easier. Maybe that first one has smaller numbers.
Yeah.
Miss Amanda, use the first point in our slope and write the point slope form equation, please.
say y plus 4 equals -4 times the quantity of x plus 3.
Genius.
Put 2 instead of 3.
I know.
Oh, I said +2 and it's supposed to be +3. I was looking at the other point. X plus 3. Thank you, Ms. Val, for catching that.
And you forgot your parentheses.
And I forgot the parentheses.
Bro.
All right. For time's sake, guys, C is going to be, so let's try, go right to D.
We have 2 minutes.
Right, let's hustle up and get this done.
2 minutes.
I like this one. Over. 9.
Well, then what is this? Be 0?
All right. 0 at the top. Is that 0 or is that no slope?
0.
That's 0 slope. Very good. So, what word are we going to write down? Hoit. Okay, that's that 0 slope. That middle letter means 0.
Y equals 2.
Y equals 2. Box it. I think that's the only equation. Now, look at the 2 points, guys, that we were given at the beginning.
Oh.
What were the y value of both points?
2.
2. That's always going to be true on y equals lines.
Alright.
All right.
Alright, we have like less than a minute.
Hold on. Just jump to the back. Let's do H. Very last one.
Oh,
We have like no time left on the video.
It's all right.
Make a purple second.
It's no slope. Negative.